Good evening, British rally fans around the world, in the UK, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in this evening for stages 3 and 4 of the EBRC Invitational on effectively our new Cambrian Rally, you could say, our virtual Cambrian Rally. There's a big smile on your face, John. Is this what you want to see from esports in a way, especially with Dirt Rally, almost a real-life rally unfolding, but in the virtual world? So
yeah, I think it was super cool to see the first 2 stages, and it's just like watching real-life rally coverage, and to do that through esports and through Dirt Rally 2.0 is fantastic, and I think it's really exciting to watch. And there's loads of people watching yesterday, so we'll see how the battle goes today.
Definitely, and we must say as well, if you're watching right now and you want to be a part of some action like this, fear not, as I think it's fair to say we have an even better championship going on right now, the Motorsport UK BRC Esports Championship. This is a full-on Motorsport UK Championship, and the prize on offer is amazing, isn't it, John?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. EDSL have provided us with a test drive in a Ford Fiesta R2T and M Sport Poland one.
Definitely, and if you're struggling for setup, head to John's YouTube page. He did a brilliant preview a couple of days ago, starting with a baseline setup and tweaking it, and I'm sure if you know what you're doing, you can pause on the frames on YouTube and pretty much nick John's setup.
Yeah, definitely steal my setup. It was pretty decent. I think eventually I set the world record on the first stage, so yeah, it's not a bad setup.
Right then. It's no wonder you're an esports champion. Okay, let's get back on the invitational action. So yesterday, James Morgan, our surprise competitor, a co-driver, Rhys Yates' co-driver, leading the field but only by 3 seconds over Josh McAlane. Matt Edwards, our 2-time real world champion, is 3.3 seconds behind Morgan's benchmark. Rhys Yates 4th, Eddie Lewis 5th. Richard Crozier is 15.6 seconds behind in 6th, John, and we've got 2 very, very, very tricky stages coming up. Surely even 6th and maybe even 7th have got a chance of winning this.
Yeah, that's it. The next 2 stages are both tricky stages, and there could be a change in the weather too. So you need to have your wits about you, keep nice and clean, and one error can be punished. And you've got James at the top there. He's only got 3-second lead over Josh McAlane. So yeah, anything can happen, and Matt Edwards is in there as well. So I think we're going to see a big battle going into these last 2 stages.
Speaking of Matt Edwards, he's on the start line, so let's get cracking, shall we?
6 left over crest, long 40.
So Matt Edwards now first on the road. We've got a seeded order for this with 30-second intervals. Matt is currently 3rd on the road. 3rd on the rally leaderboard. You see that on your top right. Stage leaderboard there. Obviously, nobody's actually crossed the line. Here we go. Stage 3.
6 left over crest, long 40.
So, John, what are the keys to this stage, especially in the pouring rain?
Yeah, it's a very tricky stage. You've got a very fast section to start off with here, with short, quick corners, and if you've got the skill and the bravery, you can hold them flat out. Matt's just had a little bit of a tank slapper there as well, and you come on down in through this dip, and this is a very tricky corner here, but it's very fast start, and you need to have your wits about you.
So we've got Rhys Yates now just starting through the stage. Rhys had an up and down day yesterday. 4th and 5th, stage 1 and stage 2. He's got some time to make up, but I definitely wouldn't be ruling Rhys out. And something I've been wondering, I'm hoping you can help me out here, John. Setup. What are your key differences between the dry running we had yesterday and, well, basically the torrential conditions we've got here?
Yeah, that's it. You're going to want to soften your suspension up, that's for sure, to try and get the traction. That's maybe one of the main things that you're going to change. Obviously, they'll all be using the soft compound tyre as well to get as much traction as they can in this wet weather. We've got this stage and then another surface, so you don't have to worry about tyre wear too much.
Speaking of tyre wear, I think James Williams might have taken a bit of a chunk out of his tyres on that rock face there.
It was a close one.
James showed some really good speed yesterday. I think he went green in one split. However, he only managed to get 9th and another 9th come stage end. So it's difficult to get the balance, isn't it? It's very easy to overdrive on these stages.
Left of a 40, 5 right.
Percent. It's all about being consistent and having a good run through every stage. And yeah, you can be quick on one stage, but it doesn't matter if you make a mistake elsewhere.
Very long of a
So Tom Williams now.
left of a crest.
We seen Tom yesterday having that rollover, didn't we?
Yeah, not the best of starts for Tom. Dale Furness has surprised me. Tom Cave's co-driver. You'll see that he's got the Hyundai manufacturer there. We're using their real-life manufacturers that they represent on the British Rally Championship, despite him being in a polo there. So apologies for any confusion. 6th come the end of stage 2 yesterday. Oh, but into the trees for Tom Williams. Oh dear.
Another off for Tom. That Fiesta's going to need a new shell at the end of this rally.
It's a good job there's a service after this. So James Williams only 6/10 down, and you'll notice there he went green actually on the second.
Oh no, he's in the trees.
James Williams
banged into reverse and out again fairly quickly.
So that is. Do you think the guys will be James Morgan now in the stage? Actually, let's look at James because he has been the biggest surprise. I think it's fair to say.
He's had a bit of a moment, lost a little bit of time there.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying, John. The wet surface compared to the dry surface. How different is it? How different is the feel as Matt Edwards crosses the line?
You just don't have the same traction.
Set a decent time in those conditions. You can barely see out the windscreen, so typical Welsh weather.
Yeah, as Matt was saying there, it's so hard to see out through the windscreen with the pouring torrential rain as well. So, yeah, it's a really, really difficult challenge.
Yeah, it seems Rhys there, same hairpin that we just saw Matt through moments ago, just seemed a bit tidier through there, to be honest. Is Rhys better in the wet? We'll find out now as he crosses the line. Stage leader.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was pretty happy with that. Like, I know it's a tricky stage. I just tried to kind of manage through them difficult bits. But, yeah, on to the next one.
And Josh McElwain through the first split there. By a whisker, he's the fastest through the first stage by 0.019 seconds, John. I'm loving the closeness.
Very close. When it's less than a tenth, you know, there's not much in it, that's for sure. But these guys are obviously all going as flat out as they can. They've got a bit of confidence after the first 2 stages now, so maybe we'll see a closer battle and a tighter one board.
Definitely. So I think James Williams is just coming across the line now. Oh, he just makes it. Stays on the stage. 10 seconds down.
Yeah, considering the experience I got on this stuff, it was all right to be fair. So, no, looking forward to the last stage now, and hopefully we can have a good push through there.
That was a very second-hand looking Fiesta from Tom Williams there, John.
Yeah, it's got a bit of damage on it. We're seeing Josh McElwain here. He's almost 3/10 up now, having a really good run through this stage.
Yeah, Josh, 2019 Junior BRC champion, as Finley Retson has just started the stage. I'm really oh
no!
Finley.
That's a big one. Can he get back on the road?
Oh, that is a big one. So he's back on. Wow.
He's back on.
I don't think you'd be as quick to return to the road in real life as in the virtual world.
For the spectators.
So the virtual spectators helped Finley Retson out there as Dale Furness crosses the line. Let's go down to Dale now for his stage end.
Pretty decent stage.
We didn't get Dale's stage end there. Oh, Josh McElwain now 2 attempts down on Rhys Yates' benchmark.
He lost a bit in that sector. There's a lot of committed jumps in there, so maybe he just missed out on those.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those with the jumps as well. If you go slightly sideways on approach with a jump, it spells disaster for landing, doesn't it? And we're hearing from James now.
I was off the road more than I was on, so lost quite a bit of time to Matt. So we'll see, all down to the last stage.
Lost quite a bit of time, but he's still 0.4 ahead of Matt on the stage, so that's a bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, so Rhys Yates is fastest so far, so we're going to have a different stage winner for the first time.
It's looking like it, yeah. What can Josh McElwain do as he crosses the line? Oh, Josh McElwain, 2 attempts, John!
Fantastic, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, had quite a good stage there, everything seemed to click, so I think it's quite close up at the front now, so I have to give it a big push in the last one.
Definitely. I make the lead out to be about 1.7 seconds now overall, John. That's nothing, is it?
It's absolutely nothing. It's all to play for, and that's what we want to see. A nice, close, tight battle.
So Brian Brady yesterday did not go his way at all, and even said for his stage end interview at the end of stage 2, time for a cup of tea. He's had that cup of tea. Let's see if it's made a difference. I'm guessing it was Barry's, as we've got Keaton Williams over the line. Doesn't make it into the top 5, and Nabila Tejpar still getting used, I think, to the game and just making sure she finishes in these terrible conditions.
Yeah, she seems to be taking the cautious approach, but it's paying off as she improved in the second stage yesterday, so we could see that upward trend continuing, hopefully.
Definitely, I think that's something that everybody almost loses focus on in a way. You get in a game, it's like, right, I can go flat out straight away. It's like, no. You've got to practice, surely, John.
Yeah, you just got to build that speed up and work on what I call muscle memory, and try and build up that feeling that you can just do it without thinking.
So Eddie Lewis now is towards the back end of the seeding order, but 5th overall so far. I was quite impressed with Eddie Lewis, one of our juniors.
Yeah, it's a good run so far, and anything can happen in these conditions. Just 13 seconds behind, so see how he goes in this stage.
Well, like a shot of Eamon Creedon there looked like he was steering a cruise ship rather than a Peugeot. And Finley Retson over the line. Oh, 17 seconds down. That's a lot of time lost.
It's with his rollover as well, so not too bad considering.
And I think Brian Brady's on 3 wheels, John. I can hear the wheel scraping there.
I can hear it as well.
So maybe another cup of tea is in order for the end of this stage. I think this is Rupert Flynn that we're seeing right now, John. We've not got our graphic in front of us. I hope you've got it where you're watching from. But this gives us an opportunity, actually. These conditions, these stages are exactly the same for the EBRC Championship that you can take part in at home and potentially win a Fiesta R2. So take note of how these guys are struggling on stage 3. Brian Brady, here he is.
The wipers were working, that's probably the only good thing in that stage. Very heavy rain and we got a flat tyre, so I wasn't getting out to change it.
He decided to drive on in his puncher and go to the finish. Probably a good choice. You lose less time doing so.
Yeah, for those that are watching that are going to be competing with the R2, John, if you get a front puncture there, though, would you advise changing that, considering how reliant you are on? No?
No, we didn't make any changes in service. Just stuck on a new set of sticky humos and went for it. Don't really like that stage, so I'm really happy to be after coming through without doing too much damage to the
Honest as ever from Eamon Creedon there. I like that. Don't really like that stage. Let's move on. That's all you want to hear. Eddie Lewis, John, it's not doing too bad there. 1.3 down.
Yeah, it's a good run so far. It's like I said, it's tricky conditions, but for the times to be so close, it's brilliant to see.
And then Richard Crozier, I think it's one of our other surprise co-drivers as well. Currently 7th overall. Oh, clip the gate post there. That's not what you want to do, Richard.
No, he may have lost a few tenths just clipping that gate post, but it's looking like a good run.
Yeah, we almost have the battle of the juniors going on to some degree, as Eddie Lewis and Richard Crozier, they're no slouches either, are they?
No, definitely not. They're probably used to front-wheel drive cars a little bit more than these four-wheel drive R5s, but they're definitely getting used to it.
So David Kelly now 47 seconds down after yesterday. Probably not his proudest day, but you know it's so competitive out there. You've got to be inch perfect. You make a mistake, it's almost game over for the rally win at least.
Yeah, that's it. If you make one mistake at all, it's very hard to make it up, especially in esports. You know, everyone's trying to be as consistent as they can, and it can be hard to claw back the time if you do lose it with a mistake.
Speaking of consistency, Ben Ruff, a pair of 10th places yesterday. However, it wasn't a consistent performance on the stage. We saw a slightly big moment on stage 1 through a full blind crest, but Eamon Kelly, I think he's getting close to the finish now. Looking at the progress bar.
He's just went wide on the hairpin.
And that's not going to get you to the finish anytime soon, Eamon. Come on, mate. Over the yellow buds, we're going to hear from Eamon, it looks like.
Barrel rolled about 10 times, so lost a heap of time and absolutely wrecked the car, but we're still here anyway, so that's the main thing.
That's the attitude you want to hear, isn't it, John?
Sounds like an eventful stage.
So
you need a never give up attitude. That's what you need as well.
Definitely, and I've got a question for you now. As people are tapering through. Dirt Rally 2.0 compared to the real thing. What are the main comparisons? And as Richard Crosby goes a little bit too deep in that hairpin, John.
You know, we've worked so much on getting the feeling of how the car rotates through the gravel. You know how the differentials work.
Still sixth. Got a bit of a gap in front and behind us, so just see, we've got a long stage to go at the final stage, so see what we can do.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, we've worked so hard on the physics and how the tyre model works with the gravel surface, and you know how the car rotates. So it's very comparable, and you know, once you get into the rhythm, it's a lot like the real thing.
Yeah. So now Ben Ruff crosses the line to finish us all off. Josh McElwain takes the stage win. Rhys Yates just 0.2 seconds down. James Morgan, our rally leader, 1.4 seconds down. Matt Edwards, two-time BRC champion, 1.7 back. Eddie Lewis, another 5th position there. Dale Furness had a decent run there, 6.3 down. Keaton Williams a lot better than yesterday too. And James Williams just outside of the top 5. And our rally leaderboard, James Morgan still leads, but 1.7 seconds in it going into the final stage, John. This is what we want to see. Talk about close competition.
This is shaping up to be an absolute fantastic battle in the last stage, and it's such a tricky stage as well. Sweet Lamb, it's a lot longer than what the guys have done so far, so I think we could see anything happening here, and you know, it's probably a battle for the top 3.
Definitely a true test of nerve here. Instead of it's basically twice the length of any stage they've done so far, and to make it all the trickier, we've got a wet surface as Matt Edwards now takes to Sweet Lamb.
That's it, yeah, we've got a wet surface, but no lashing rain this time. There's a clear windscreen at least. So, yeah, Matt's just going around the first couple of corners here. You've got that tight square left, which you can easily go wide on.
I should know. So
just under the trees now, so it's quite tricky. It's quite dark under the trees to pick your line, and you can quite easily hit something just by not seeing it.
I really am engrossed in this. Just the appearance, the graphics, the visuals, it's all incredible. It is the closest thing we can get to a real rally like now as Rhys Yates starts 9.8 seconds down overall in 4th. He could still take this job.
He could, yeah. We've got a long stage now, and depending how the other guys go in this stage, we could see Rhys challenge for the win here. So he needs to go absolutely flat out though if he wants to do it. So and make no mistakes at all.
I hope he's been playing the Colin McRae pack from Dirt Rally 2.0 because, as you say, he's got to go flat out for any chance here. I think this is James Williams starting his final run now. The guys have already had a pass on this stage overall though, John. The first 2 stages actually make up Sweet Lamb, don't we?
Yeah, the first 2 stages that the guys have done are this full Sweet Lamb stage, so effectively they've already done this, and they just need to use the previous knowledge of driving through to go even faster now.
That was a big cut from Matt Edwards there as he takes the first split.
We just almost ran wide in that left-hander.
I think this is it. They've done this stage in the dry, but how different is it with a wet surface, John?
It's just so much more tricky, especially when you've done the stage in the dry and then you go to it in the wet. That was a close one. When you go to it in the wet, you just don't know how much grip you're going to get, so you're always a bit more cautious.
James Morgan already a second down there, but I suppose a long stage like this, really, you can take 2 methods of approach, couldn't you? You can go slow, well not slow, but you can go a bit reserved, or you can go flat out, and it's a gamble on both sides.
Yeah, that's it. You know, you can either go for it and make no mistake that you want to win the stage, but you run the risk of going off then. But you can be more safe, take a safe approach. You see, up at 2, almost hitting the log pile. That was a close one.
Almost hitting the log pile to forming a log pile there for James Williams.
That's where we had our famous accident the other night.
It is indeed. It's a tricky spot, especially in the wet, because the car's almost shifting its weight from one side to the other, and on a wet surface. Rally leader James Morgan now is into the stage. He's been my star baker, if you will, of the EBRC Invitational so far, John.
Yeah, that's it. James Morgan, I believe James is a rather good driver in real life. I think he had aspirations to be a rally driver, but went with the co-driving route then. But as we're seeing, he's very, very good at driving as well.
See, this does make me wonder, for the co-drivers that have no driving experience, how much harder is this? Let's get James's split here, actually, John. See what he does.
Over this jump. So he's 1 second up so far.
Yeah, 1 second up on Matt Edwards. That's a decent amount of time to take out, considering, okay, he can't take it easy, but he is in the lead. The pressure's on him at the moment.
Yeah, but we're going to want to see Josh McLaren's first split time, and then we're going to know what way this battle's going to go.
So, go on. Early doors, John. Who's your money on?
I don't know. It's a hard one to call, but I think James Morgan has looked really confident so far. He did say he made some mistakes in the last stage as well, so we're seeing Matt take an alternative route there, going a bit wide.
I'm not sure if that's a cut or a mistake from Matt. Oh, Josh McElwain, James Morgan further up there in the second, but it's red, so he did lose time in the second split.
Yeah, he's not going into the best of rhythms on that second sector, but still a long way to go.
I can't think what's happening, to be fair. Yeah, this is incredible. We've got a really tight battle up front and a really big cut there. I'm not sure you get away with that in real life, John.
It's one of those things. You need to take the time where you can take it. What we're seeing, look, Josh is he's almost fastest on the stage, so he could be in the run to take the lead away and the win from James.
Definitely, game on. Just 1.7 seconds separates Josh and James from each other, and right now, Josh is not letting up. One mistake from James Morgan and could spell disaster. Handing the lead, not handing the lead maybe. Josh McElwain could take the lead, let's say.
Just on board with Dale now, coming down about halfway through the stage now. This is quite a fun section. You've got short, fast corners. This one over this crest, you can really carry a lot of speed.
So we're almost coming to the end of our 15-mile rally. It doesn't sound like that much, but the competition and the fun so far has been immense. Peter Jackson, 17th overall, a minute and a half down. Oh, Di Roberts. My heart goes out to Di Roberts. They say God loves...
A bit of damage on this car.
Yeah, that car's looking
just see it.
Very second-hand. And oh no! Rhys! He's lucky he didn't get a puncture there,
that's
John.
Any hope of the rally win out the door now. That's it, gone.
Definitely, and to be honest, the car almost stopped dead. He really is lucky that the car's still going there.
Yeah, he's lucky that he can continue for sure. Just seeing Matt Edwards now coming up towards the finish of the rally, over the line.
I think we've got a stage end from Matt now.
It's just good to get to the finish with no major mistakes throughout the event, and with tricky conditions, it's good to get some times on the board for everybody else to follow.
Couldn't have said it better myself, really. A true professional, Matt Edwards there. 4.2 seconds up, James Morgan. Wow!
He's absolutely on it.
Carrying
really good lines as well here, taking no chances that no one else is going to take those lines. You just have to go with it if you know they're there.
Yeah, I think James Morgan is channeling the Safari Rally a bit there, going a bit off course, but this is esports to some degree, John. It's whatever you can get away with, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You have to, some of these cuts you would take in real life too.
You had a spin and kind of had to go back down and turn back round, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy. It was good fun, and on to the next one.
So Rhys is the esports WRC shootout champion. James Williams.
James Williams made a mistake on pretty much the last corner of the rally.
So close to the finish as well, and that could cost him 7th now on the rally, it seems. See where he ends up. 12 seconds down, not too bad. Faster than Rhys.
6 left.
And Dale Furness now. This is Dale's moment to really take it over James. He's right behind James on the overall, and he's only 8.5 down at the moment. So.
Yeah, and he's only got one sector left to go. He's just coming down into the water splash, into the bowl.
Brian Brady. The window wipers were working on the last stage, and that's as good as it got, according to Brian, but looking pretty handy so far.
Yeah, you won't need the wipers in this stage. The rain's gone, thankfully.
Now Eddie Lewis goes into the stage. He sits 5th overall, so there's quite a gap from where Eddie starts to where the lead is finishing.
He just went wide on that first corner. or square left.
I've got a feeling that might be a bit of suspension trouble in real life. We've got hardcore damage turned off, thankfully, as I'm not sure we'd get as many people across the line if we had hardcore damage on. Hear from Dale now.
Well done.
To take time out of James Williams in that one to move us up a place. So we'll see what the rest does.
He has done it, John. So he took almost 2 seconds out of James there and is in 7th. As we hear from James.
It was a good run, not as good as I've done in practice, but I think it's enough to put me in the lead by 9 seconds over Matt, so it should be good.
So 5:51.1 to beat for Josh McAlean.
1.7 seconds in this, so if Josh McAlean is 1.7, he's green in his last split.
Just made a small mistake coming around there.
Just a little bit scruffy around the edges, really. Let's see what he can do as he crosses the line. He's already over 5:51, so
yeah,
it's not to be.
6 seconds slower.
It's great to get to the end of the first round of the EBRC. Great event. It started a little bit better than my actual BRC campaign, which is positive.
Yeah, Josh McAlean, he was running in third on the real Cambrian rally, and then it all just unravelled from there, really.
So he's actually dropped behind Matt Edwards as well overall. So he's currently 3rd.
John Armstrong with the calculator out there. Good working from John. Peter Jackson, 90 seconds down from the leader in 17th. Not been Peter's rally, it has to be said, but just, it's all a learning experience. It's keeping the guys sharp as well.
Yeah, that's it. I think the drivers are really enjoying this event because it's like doing a real life event for them, and they're racing the same people that they would in real life. So I guess they sort of keep that real life rivalry alive.
And I suppose as well for some drivers like Rhys, who's got James, his co-driver, who's effectively taken the rally victory, we think. Rhys could take a bit of solace from that. Rhys hasn't won, but his co-driver has in a way.
It's bound to hurt a little bit though for Rhys that his co-driver's outdriven him, especially when he's the WRC Esports rail driver champion at the moment.
Yeah, it's great to see though. Like so many unexpected moments, like Richard Crozier and Eddie Lewis, our juniors, keeping in the action and keeping the guys on the toes. It has to be said. Eddie Lewis just 14 seconds down, and he could still actually take this.
Yeah, I haven't seen the split times for him yet, but he's seems like he's having a good consistent stage here so far.
So we just want to say actually now a big thank you to all the people that have made this happen. BRC, Motorsport UK and EDSL and M Sport. We've got some great prizes on offer in the real life EBRC. And if you're doing your EBRC runs this week and maybe you have a bit of a moment, don't forget to hit record because we've got some fantastic prizes for the best social media content. Peter Jackson will get his split and we'll tell you more.
It's a final stage. Still not quite where I want to be, but looking forward to tarmac in the next event.
I think Di Roberts has got 3 tyres on the rim and... Oh!
Missing the door and he's rolled again!
Oh my god!
Oh, that's a massive crash. When's it going to stop? That must have been at least 15, 20 rolls.
Off the road there for Di. Brian Brady's passed him on the stage, John. Oh dear. Oh dear, as Barry Chuckle once said. So we'll see how Brian Brady fares now. And we're on to Ben Ruff, sits 11 overall. I want to get back to Di Roberts. What happened to Di Roberts there?
It looks like he's just had an absolute nightmare of a stage. He came into shot with a puncher and a missing door, and then next minute he was barreled down the hill about 20 times, so not a good stage.
No, I don't think it was his first barrel roll of the rally, was it? And I think we should be thankful this is virtual, because if that was real, not sure there'd be much budget left for the rest of the season after that one. 10 seconds down for Richard Crozier there. Doesn't look like it's going to be for a podium position anyway, but there's still every chance he could nab a 5th or 6th position there.
Yeah, it looks like he's having a consistent run so far. There's no visual damage on the car at all, so keep up the good work.
So we've got
it's the only 208 R5 in the rally, I believe.
What's your favourite car on dirt, John? Out of the R5s?
out of the R5, either the Fiesta R5 or the Polo R5, I think are the two favourites. But I think I have to favour the ones that have my two liveries on them, don't I?
You've got to.
Can't see one of them being driven at the moment.
Yeah, and that is a question for you actually. The cars, they're all different. Is there an advantage to one car on a certain surface to the other?
There can be, yeah. I mean, you know, we try to recreate the cars as close to the real-life counterparts. We try to give them all the same characteristics that they have in real life. You know, the intricate handling details that each car has compared to another. But we also want to make sure that they're fairly well balanced in the class too, so that one isn't miles ahead of another one.
I mean, to be fair, the R5 class anyway in real life, it's a brilliant category. The competition is so close. Almost as close as this BRC Invitational Rally we've got before our very eyes. So we'll hear from Eddie Lewis now as he crosses the line. I think that's fifth for Eddie Lewis.
Another tricky stage because of the conditions, but we managed to get through there alright. And yeah, it's been a good first round for us. Fifth place, I think, overall at the minute. So yeah, on to the next one.
Can Richard Crozier spoil that though, John? I don't think that's going to help spoil the party for Eddie Lewis in his fifth place there.
Definitely not, but he's, what time is he going to do? 6:10?
Real moments or heroics. Happy with that. That looks like sixth at the moment, so happy with that for a first score on the board.
I mean, I would be very happy if I finished this rally against these guys, if I'm completely honest, as Ben Ruff now is coming to the end of the stage. Oh!
Oh! I thought he was going to get away with it, but then he hit another bump in the ditch, which threw him off again. Oh! Oh, he's rolled!
He's tumbling down the hillside. That is not how you want to finish this stage, Ben Ruff.
What a nightmare.
As already said yesterday, rough by name, rough by nature. Come on, Ben. We need to get that. We need to get a deed poll and get your name changed for the next round. Ben Smooth. That's what we want to see next.
Yeah, Sweet Lamb. It was a difficult stage. I think it might have been one of the few times I got to the end of Sweet Lamb without terminal damage in the car, but look, no, it was great, and on a whole I really enjoyed the whole thing. It was great fun and definitely something different and good experience. And
I think the overall positivity we've had from these guys, and also the immersion as well. Matt Edwards, who was speaking to him before his first stage, John, said he was nervous, and did he know what we had coming up? This close competition as James Morgan takes the stage win. Matt Edwards 5.5 seconds down, Josh Macklin third, 6.1 down, and there's quite a gap from the top three there, John. Does that just show the measure of our top three, could you say?
Yeah, it shows a bit of a gap in skill, I guess, or knowledge of the stage, because we had a longer stage than what we had in the previous three, so we're seeing the gaps extend a bit. We see James Morgan takes the win from Josh. I was looking at the wrong leaderboard. I was looking at the stage leaderboard earlier, and Matt Edwards is in third.
Yeah, absolutely mega stuff by everybody, and thank you to the drivers for taking part. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Do you want to see more of this? Are you taking part in EBRC? Send us any content you've got from your runs in the EBRC Championship. It's a club on Dirt Rally. Head to the BRC website to sign up for your chance to win a real-life test in a real M Sport Fiesta R2T with EDSL Sport. And we've got other prize on offer, so if you're a fan of the World M Sport World Rally Team, the top 10 in the championship will get a guided tour round M Sport's Dunmanby Hall facility by none other than Rich Milner. I want to get in the top 10 now, John.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Yeah, it's an amazing prize, and fair play to everyone who's came together to organise this and offer these great prizes, because I think it's a fantastic thing to do, especially given the current situation.
Anyway, right, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching indeed. We will be back in a couple of weeks as the guys take on one of our tarmac events in Spain. See you then. Thank you.